talk with me, yeah. All right, guys, you are still tuned in to Funtastic Fridays, and we are in the final hour of the show. And you know, when you hear the song, that it is time for Taught the Ting with Kim, yours truly. So, guys, as we said, for today's discussion segment, we'll be discussing, are we marrying for the right reasons? Mm-hmm. So, guys, I'm going to ask that Mr. Fresh Concept monitor the live because I have my information on the phone, so I can't keep switching between tabs. So he's going to do that for me. And as I say every week, guys, I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to... basically, I just have the whole discussion. I want a very interactive discussion. So if it is that you guys agree or disagree or think and have a better perspective about it, because I learn a lot from you guys, right? So please, feel free to take part, yeah? All right, so when I was deciding this topic now, I was like, it's June, Enough people tend to get married in June, Apparently June is a top month to get married, right? So I said, marriage. For some time now, I've been wanting to talk about marriage. At first, I was saying, boy, I'm going to really think I'm ready for that because, I'm not married. What advice can I give? But I know, me at the top of the class researcher. I might not have the answers to the top of the class riddles, but I are a top of the class researcher, right? So let's get into it. Getting married and choosing the right lifelong partner for ourselves is considered to be one of the biggest decisions that many of us will ever have to make. Marriage is the union of two people in love, and it is a legal commitment that has familial, social, and economic implications. This is the declaration of your love and devotion to your partner and affirms lifelong commitment in front of near and dear ones. Marriage, if done right and for the right reasons, can be a beautiful thing. Contrary to popular belief, marriage is still coveted and heavily sought after by many, whether they choose to admit it or not. Getting married is seen as an important goal and achievement by society as a whole, and this is evident as we live in a culture where, by a certain age, friends, family members, co-workers, even strangers will constantly ask about why you're not yet married or what are your intentions regarding marriage, right? So no matter how we try to pretend like marriage, it's not as sought after like one time or not that important. If you have your granny or your uncle them and surround you, may I tell you at one point, worse at family get together, so you're not coming to buy this time. One to so and so, last time. Right? Everybody in your business because everybody is seeking this marriage for you. It's just, I just say it's right? And this don't only happen in Jamaica. This happen all over. Yeah? So, when you're caught up in the excitement of your wedding, it can be hard to imagine that you and your spouse might not live happily ever after. But sharing your life with another person can be a challenge, especially if you don't have a lot of experience with relationships. Marriages take work. Let me repeat that part there. Because I think so we just get up and we just happy-go-lucky in our relationships all day, every day. And that is not how relationships are. Marriages take work, commitment, and love. But they also need respect to be truly happy and successful. With the high divorce rates being reported in recent times and recent years, it leaves us to wonder, are we marrying for the right reasons? So, Funtastic Fridays conducted a quick survey to find out the most common reasons people choose to get married today. And sadly, guys, the results have helped me to understand why divorces are so prevalent in our society. So here are the most common reasons that were revealed by our survey. Number one, quite a few people have revealed to me that they got married because they were feeling lonely and they feared dying alone. And they can relate to this?
Oh. Well, that's, the alone thing.
Something play a role, in enough things, right? So one of the most common ones, it wasn't the most, but one of the most common ones, or probably this one is. This is probably the most common reason single people desire marriage. Most women, particularly those of a certain age, have bought into the narrative of dying miserably and alone. This fear is so great that sometimes if a man comes along, even if he lacks qualities that we want in a life partner, we may feel the need to cling to them, right? cling to them if they'll have us. The sinking fear of losing our last chance at love is so intense that it can cause us to settle for anyone that comes along just so we don't end up being alone. Many people also believe that getting married will make them happy. So that one here, number one of probably the most common reason is that people out there just feeling lonely and they're afraid of dying alone. Wanna say, people on the live, let me know what Una are saying about this. If it is that you're out there in Radioland, you can feel free to send your responses, your feedback, all that to our numbers 876-212-9824 or 876-462-0919. All right, so that was number one. You agree with that one there? That's a top reason.
Yeah, I tell you that knock out enough things in a kid.
Yep.
Right now, people in some situation.
Because they don't want to be alone.
Because, loneliness rough. And then the worst thing is that the iPad people were happy and single. Because they have somebody. But they're lonely. That's a for them
and they're miserable, but they must have pictures. Yeah, but sure.
But the lonely thing rough. Me not lie.
Exactly. So that was one of the most common reasons based on the feedback, you know, from the survey. Number two, pressure from family, friends, and society. Want to know about pressure? Yeah. Right? This reason affects both men and women, but it especially affects women. Unfortunately, a woman's value is tied to whether she is married or not. And that's very true, guys. Right? When you go in certain circles, certain places, no matter how much you have, them pre-you. Like, you're not married yet. You know, it's just the society and the world that we live in, right? So a woman's value is tied to whether she is married or not. A woman can be very successful in life, but if she is unmarried or childless, she is considered to be less than a married woman in many ways. Additionally, women over 30 are all too aware of the ticking time bomb that is our biological clock. And if the prospect of our eggs drying up isn't enough to scare us, it's true. If the prospect of our eggs drying up isn't enough to scare us into finding a mate, then the fear of becoming an old single woman with 30 cats is. One person went as far as saying, I got to an age when I thought I really should be getting married and starting a family. So I pushed my boyfriend at the time to propose even though we had a lot of problems. Another person said, all my friends had already gotten married and they were either double dating or getting pregnant, and I felt left out. So people feel pressure, right? And that is why people out here getting married, probably the men, are being forced to propose, because apparently people out here forcing the partners to propose, which is not necessarily the healthiest thing, guys, because it just sounds like you sort of, they're doing it because you want it.
But that sounds rough, though. If you say, boy, because out of your 4 friends, 3 married, so you got married, that's it, go?
But no friends still say that.
No, but kid, that sounds like a picnic thing.
And no,
I think that sounds like you're really ready for marriage.
I know it can work. It depends. Yeah. It can work in your favor and against it, because I remember somebody said to me that she learned to drive because she was the only friend not driving.
Kim, that's different.
No, I'm just saying. People use that same reasoning.
Driving, you can't drive any car, but any
Fair
person
enough.
You can't
No,
marry.
I'm not saying the same concept as in exactly the same situation. I'm just saying people use the reasoning to achieve certain things in life. So she said, boy, I can't be the only friend who I walk foot. I need to drive too. So them use the same reasoning for a scenario that should not be using this. So that's what I'm saying. They're using it for a scenario now that should not be using that reasoning. So because your friend them get married and you sort of feel left out because me want on the wedding dress pictures and all these things, you're running. The first man will tell you, say, boy, babe, I love you, Yes, I do.
Judges will accept.
I do, right? Exactly. Judges will accept. So the pressure is something there, especially, as I said, as women, particularly for women, the older we get, is like people are pretty harder, right? In many cultures, if you're over 30 and you're unmarried, you're seen as the remaining woman, right? It's sad, but it's reality, right? If you're past your 20s, your late teens, and all that, they're basically like the leftover woman. And sadly, that's sort of how it is in our culture. We don't put a title on it like that. But people are watching your womb and say, you turn 30, or you turn 35, nothing now go on.
Yeah.
And make your relationship they done. My God, you don't know if to keep a man. You know for this, them don't even know what go on. Them just want this marriage thing for you so much that they must judge.
And
you know,
sometimes this advice coming from people who not happy.
who
married,
not happy in their
not
marriage,
married,
probably not married,
or divorced.
right? So that's why you can't make that pressure to infiltrate.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you can't make the pressure infiltrate and make you rush into something that you're not ready for. Right, so must want to know if it is that, and I agree.
And somebody said, and also the fear of starting over.
And the fear of starting over. So now out here accepting marriage proposals because you're afraid you don't know what else. And I can get that. I get that because I've actually been in relationships that, boy, I can't say relationships, but
at least one ship.
At least one ship where that was my reason for staying. Yeah. I was like, boy, I'm gonna spend all that time here with the person here. For go learn about somebody. Yes.
What's your favorite color?
And the person understand me. Whether it is that we worked well together, they knew me. And I'm like, at least them know me. You know, we can make it work and me know them. But no, guys, it's not a good enough reason to stay in a relationship, much less to commit to a marriage.
Yeah.
All right. I see that number 3, we have amazing chemistry and sex. That's another reason, another common reason that people are getting married.
That doesn't sound bad.
But let me say this. Unfortunately, it's a common mistake that many people make, confusing sexual attraction for compatibility.
But you say chemistry. Chemistry is good.
Chemistry is good, right? So sexual attraction and chemistry for compatibility. It don't necessarily automatically equal the two. So sexual compatibility does not equate to a successful marriage. Couples who have been together for long periods of time will tell you about the challenges of a marriage that come after years of being together, and that the physical nature of intimacy grows with an emotional connection rather than a physical one. I'm not saying that sex isn't important in a marriage, because it is. But sex is not a foundation for a relationship or a valid reason to get married. Because when they're not going to be having sex 24/7.
It's
other
possible.
things happening in life, other things happening in life that you will be required to be a part of, responsibilities, chores, whatever. So sex can't be the reason that you're getting married. It does not equal. Eventually, bear in mind, no, naturally, as you, I guess, the more you get used to somebody, or the longer you're together, it's gonna fade a bit. We're not gonna say it's gonna go, but you have to keep things interesting.
Okay.
In the days when you can't keep it interesting, what else never go on for the marriage?
If we can't do it, we can watch it. We can read about it.
You know, I'm going to pray for you like an order.
Kim, I'm just being the black sheep.
Abanique, pray for him like an order for me, please.
I'm just giving
No,
trouble.
I get you. But I just want people to know that it doesn't mean because this person, this man or this woman is good in bed, mean that my need for wife, her, or my need for husband, him. Because you need more than that. You need more than that, not only in a marriage, but in a relationship. You need to have more than that. Because eventually, the physical will change. The older you get, the physical won't ever be the same. What are you attracted to? What's going to keep you there? And a marriage is a lifelong partnership. So what's going to keep you there?
So probably that's why those relationships fall apart after a while.
They tend to, or most people, for some time, they just have a sexual connection. They keep breaking up and getting back together and breaking up and getting back together. But them not nothing else are going with.
Cathy said, Kim, turn off Lionel Mike. What do you mean by watch it?
I agree. If I knew how to. I agree, right?
Oh, boy.
So amazing chemistry and sex does not equal a successful marriage.
Those excitements are usually short-lived.
It's very short-lived.
Or because they can't hold up by themselves. Because, as you say, those moments might happen. What you do for the rest of the day?
What you do after that? Exactly. You cannot, regardless of what you said, you cannot have sex 24/7. Other things have to go on. You have to bathe. You have to clean house. You have to cook food. All them something there. What if you don't like being around the person otherwise?
Wife, I'll see you back at 8. We'll do this again.
Where's the appointment?
Yeah.
You go your way. You go your way. Me go my way. And we meet back here.
Yeah.
At 8 p.m.
But yeah, that's not gonna really be a marriage. That's just gonna be an arrangement.
And sadly, the tips I'm giving or the numbers, whatever I'm reading out, is actually the most common reasons based on the survey. So these are reasons people have admitted to marrying somebody. Wow. Right?
So them not think about it too much then.
No.
Them just are running at the things.
Just are running at things. Whether you feel pressured, whether you feel lonely, or whether you feel the sex is this great, I need it for a lifetime. But it won't be like that for a lifetime, right? So guys, guys, we need to look deep upon this because it's really a lifelong commitment. It's a serious commitment for choose somebody to go through life with. All right. Number 4. Another common reason is due to pregnancy or having children together.
I've heard that one, yeah.
Yep. And don't think that's a back in the day thing. It's still happening now.
Yeah,
right?
people do it to save face and what people are going to say and how it's going to look, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So getting married because you accidentally got pregnant is not a sound reason for getting married. Many do this in an effort to avoid shame or embarrassment, or with the mindset that this will mend their relationship. Staying together for the children's sake alone is not a good reason to stay in a relationship or enter into an unhealthy marriage. In fact, staying in an unhealthy relationship where couples constantly argue or are unable to get along can cause more harm to children than those whose parents divorce and have a healthy co-parenting relationship. So guys, that thing that we're end up pregnant for whatever reason, because I'm not going to say, boy, not take measures, because, these measures aren't 100% safe. So things can happen, because you can probably be using all these methods, safe sex methods. I don't need to go into all of them, know them, and you can still end up pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So we know that can happen. But committing to marrying someone just because you end up pregnant or you share children is not a good reason.
Yeah, just by itself is not it's not a good reason.
It's not a good reason to say, hey, let's get married. Because countless people, as we can see in society, has done that and it never worked out.
All right. So basically, really and truly, what we're saying is that if you're not going to engage in, activities, sexual activities to that extent, the main idea is to say, all right, these are marriage-worthy people. But we know persons out there having fun and these accidents happen. So from the fun, the marriage is not just to say, all right, we had a good time last night, let's get married. It's going to be a lot more. Yeah.
And we're not saying you can't marry these people, We're not saying if you can get pregnant for you accidentally, then the relationship done. We're not saying that.
It might work.
It can work, but that cannot be your main reason. You must see something more in another person. I've said, boy, I never planned for this, but I like him vibing. I think, he'd be a perfect partner to work through life. We reason the same. We look at things the same. Or, boy, him tend to give me a different or she tend to give me a different perspective than what all them something that will help you in a relationship. So it don't mean say if them pregnant for you or, have kids together. It cannot work.
Right.
Just don't let that be the reason you get married.
And then some of these things can show us more about the person. So, you find out you're sharing a child together, you either get to see how the person will be responsible, what attributes they have. From there, now you can say, well, based on what I'm seeing now, I think we'd be,
We could have taken this further.
Right. But not just say, okay, you're pregnant, okay, well, I guess you
need to put a ring on it. No, we don't want that, right? And we need to stop that. So that's a very common reason. Number 5. For financial or economic reasons. Right? So, it's a known fact that marriage has financial benefits when it comes to things such as having more than one income in one household, merging assets, filing taxes, these are like overseas foreign people, combining NHT points, sharing bills and expenses, etc. There are also women who would rather marry a man who is well off and live what they consider to be the dream life of a housewife. Though admittedly these are great benefits, these aren't the best reasons to commit to a marriage. Marriage, like anything else, comes with ups and downs, and these benefits will in no way outweigh or compensate for the hard times that may arise in marriage.
Kimmie, you're mashing up the dolly them life.
But now become hear it regularly for social media. Oh, I'll come back NHT points. Come, make we do it.
Oh, that's
I've heard people say that.
Oh, well.
Whether jokingly or not, but they might look with money to share them NHT points with because they want to buy a house.
But then that's another thing, though. You can't just buy a house with anybody.
With just anybody.
And you can't just go live with anybody.
You know how much crosses people out there? You don't know what it is?
There are quite a lot out there, people.
You don't know how much crosses people out there who are wolf in sheep's clothing, so they will seem perfect in the beginning.
If you guys are residents of Jamaica, you will be seeing a few of these crosses pass your path.
Yes, but stay calm. You can avoid them.
Please try and avoid them if possible.
And contact your nearest police station. No, but for you guys, for financial and economic reasons, a lot of people are getting married. So people seeing it as, and I've been hearing it a lot recently, that marriage is the the secret to wealth, right? Because they're saying that everything is combined at this point.
2 heads are better than one.
2 heads are better than one. So we'll pay one rent or we'll pay one mortgage. If the light bill are 10 grand, if we choose to split it at 5 grand from your pay, 5 grand from my pay. If we choose to split groceries, it might be 20 grand, 30 grand. Okay, like when they work it out, 2 income in one household, it makes sense. We're not gonna deny that. As we say, it's a great benefit.
Absdaz Fitness dropping the quote there. Mash up the dollar them life.
No, but that's true thing.
But it's true. I mean, but Art, I'm thinking though, sometimes, I don't know, sometimes you might have to make a tough decision. And I'm thinking, if I'm going to marry for anything other than love and what do you call it? And the whole, wonderful life, I think I would marry for business. Like marry to make sure, say, I am, I can live a sustainable, wealthy life.
But we never just talk about crosses. People exist out there.
But that is the problem.
You can still take up crosses when that's your reason,
True, that's what I'm saying.
Because them are opportunists too.
That is the problem now, because you see, at the end of the day, it's like you can't find them.
You can't find them.
They are in every group.
But hopefully...
You have some crosses, rich people.
True. But hopefully, if there is love in the midst of it, you might can work. Genuine, we not talk about the makeup love and the, you don't want them want to work. It work in your favor when you need it to work.
Yeah.
No. We're talking about the genuine love. Bear in mind, crosses people out there now, right?
They are out there.
But if it is that there's a genuine love and care and you say, yo, made a life with a person, chances are that crosses person will never be a crosses to you, to everybody else, but not to you.
Well, true.
Chances are, you couldn't care about you.
Love changes people.
People out there criminal and all them something there, but certain people them not ever make nothing do that.
Right.
Me say, check out them granny. Them,
that's why
nothing like them granny.
Some girls say them a look for the bad man, but them a look for the bad man
the caring one.
Bad to them.
Yeah. Everybody else except them.
Yeah.
Them all feel the love.
Yeah.
But right, so it's the same thing. The person might be a crosses overall, but them not crosses to you because they value you as a person. They say, yo, me no want lose that person, so I'm gonna deal the person, right? So having that love, it's actually a sort of security if it is that you're, as you said, for business reasons, you decide for going on this union.
The love will be the little glue that helps to hold everything
exactly
together.
When you can't bother with them or when somebody do some spending where you never necessarily agree with. Because bear in mind, all that comes with it. It doesn't mean it's a perfect world after this. We're not combining our finances. Problems will arise because there'll be things that you deem as important that I don't deem as important. You might use the shopping or me might use the shopping. True. And you say, no, but Kim, I work on saving. I don't also work on, but I say, but I need a new dress. All them something that will come up along the way. And at some point you can't say, it's my money because food money, no.
And definitely also in the situation that you pointed out where you say, boy, the ladies, I'm looking for the man that have everything already.
Yeah,
and
you have those.
They're going to come and be, the trophy wife.
Yeah.
And then you have, the guys, we have everything already and them I look for you and trophy wife.
Basically, that's my take care of.
You know
that's
what
all.
I'm saying? At the end of the day, most of the time, there's still going to be a fallout. Either him will work too much, she'll take the trips.
Or eventually him start resent her too,
and then she'll end up go with probably the pool boy or the
exactly. Him always working, him always whatever.
Right.
Or at some point him actually start resent her.
There you go.
Whether they know it or not.
She not do nothing.
She do this.
She just spend half the
Worse
money.
if she not do nothing as in him have to pay for help or cook everything. And all you do I just dress nice and go out.
What day I'm a calf 2 times, she didn't even say, boy, give me 2 DPH.
Nothing at
she
all.
asked me where my card is.
Exactly.
The card bounce.
Her beauty not going to carry all that tonight. Don't mean so because the girl look good, automatically she's a nurturer, she's a caring person. So even if it is that you marry for financial reasons, it can still cause problem.
All right, Cardi Shakespeare throws it out there as well. Apparently another reason for marriage, making the home together. She says, some man a look helper.
Yep.
A day, a wife a night.
No one pay fee to them. Say, listen, I will take you up.
Yeah.
Right?
Them want to make sure
and you will be home.
You clean, you wash, you cook, you turn the house upside down, and all him do is come in and get the wife at
and
the night.
sometimes it's a status thing too. I don't know if it happens very much in the working world anymore, but once upon a time you used to hear about for certain people get promotion, they would look at the married man more because he seems as more stable.
No, it is. That's what
I think it still happens. It's a business move.
It's a business move.
And then sometimes when you go in certain circles and whatever, you want to say my wife.
When you're going
right?
when you're going to get stuff like loans,
yep,
jobs, if you're traveling, most of these
you're
things
seen as more stable.
Yeah,
you're seen as more
stable.
mature. So it sort of works in your favor. But guys, that's not a reason to get married.
It's not the best reason. It's not the best reason.
It's not the best reason.
Because it's a reason, but it's not a strong reason.
It's not a wise reason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah,
because how much people try it and it don't work.
Yeah.
How much people gonna foreign for green card and something and still don't work out. Problems. And people end up a hold it over them head as well. Remember, you say you want a green card.
Yeah.
If I do it.
No, but Kim, that's already gone wrong. Cause you know say that's gonna be a problem. Cause if me know say you're there with me for something like green card, oh geez, if you look for me too tough. Hey. You don't want your card. You don't want it. Listen to me. As Carty said, Lionel need a nurse. I agree. Nurses, well, not necessarily a nurse, but yes, I understand.
It might be a plus, right?
Yeah, it's a plus. She said it's a contributing factor, but not a full reason.
Yeah, so bear in mind, some of these things are benefits of marriage. I think some of these things I've highlighted so far is a benefit.
Yeah, man.
But it should just not be your sole reason or your main reason for entering a marriage. Exactly, because chances are, if that's your foundation, it's not going to work.
All right, Kim. So stick a whole heap of pin right there. We're going to go to the break here inside the segment called
Talk the Ting with Kim.
And you're locked into Funtastic Fridays. We'll be right back after the break. It's a hot segment here. Don't go anywhere.
News Talk 93 FM. Heard everywhere.